Here's its geography. Here is the Scandinavian peninsula, a region somewhat isolated from the rest of the continent. This isolation is not a bad thing, as it separates these territories from those of other countries. Yet the wealth continues to be harnessed through globalization and the ease of naval and air travel. Even so, their neighbors also play a crucial role in their development. We have the Baltic Sea, which forms a rich region between Russia, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, northern Poland, and northern Germany. In the Russian area, there is the Federal District of St. Petersburg, the second richest and best quality of life region after Moscow. Here in Latvia, there is Riga, an important city since the medieval era, and significant areas in both Poland and Germany as well. The idea here is that wealth generates more wealth. The richer a region is, the more prosperity spreads throughout it. This was a key factor in the prosperity of the Nordic countries. But now, let's focus on Norway, examining it one by one, starting with Norway. Its position on the planet has been extremely beneficial in many ways. The country is abundant in natural resources. Its cold waters have provided rich fishing opportunities for centuries, a trend that continues to this day, especially around the Lofoten Islands. For example, the Lofoten Islands are well known for their tourism. The fishing industry still plays a critical role in the local economy. And everything improves because Norway is bordered by 3 seas. The North Sea washes its coast, the Norwegian Sea runs along the western edge of its coast, and finally, the Barents Sea washes its entire northern coast. The relatively low number of boats in that region gives Norway an advantage, as it has far fewer vessels than other parts of the world. But what truly made Norway very rich was its ability to tap into a gigantic oil reserve. In the late 1950s, few people believed there would be oil on the Norwegian seabed, but with the discovery of natural gas in the Netherlands, the incentive to search for oil grew, and several oil fields were subsequently discovered in Norway. Nowadays, the government's own website states that the oil and gas sector accounts for approximately 23% of Norway's value creation, more than double that of the country's manufacturing sector. It is clear that although the discovery of oil was extremely beneficial, the way Norway managed and utilized the substantial funds generated by the industry was also vital for its development. Sweden. Now let's move on to its neighbor, Sweden. This country only really began to accumulate wealth when it started to industrialize in the mid-19th century. Before that, it experienced a relatively slow period of growth that forced more than 1 million Swedes to emigrate to North America before the turn of the century. Fortunately, and thanks to its favorable geography, Sweden possessed natural resources such as iron ore and timber that were essential when countries like Great Britain and Germany industrialized. The lasting peace in Sweden was also crucial for its development. The last time Sweden engaged in war was in 1814, allowing it to enjoy over 200 years of relative peace. Moreover, Sweden profited from exporting its iron and other raw materials to Germany during World War II. While the rest of Europe had to rebuild in the post-war period, Sweden's industry remained intact, which was vital for supplying resources throughout Europe. Before moving on to the next nation, we must note that the Nordic countries have always been fishing nations, and fishing was fundamental to the development of them all. But this was only possible thanks to the Arctic Ocean, which provides the Nordic countries with direct access to several seas. Let's start with the closest one, the Barents Sea. This sea touches northwestern Russia and the Scandinavian peninsula. Fortunately, the port of Murmansk in Russia and the port of Vardø in Norway remain ice-free all year long, thanks to the North Atlantic current, a warm current connected to the Gulf Stream. This greatly facilitates fishing for these countries, while ports in other seas become extremely frozen, hindering fishing. Beyond this, there are more distant seas, such as the Kara Sea, the Laptev Sea, the Eastern Siberian Sea, the Bering Sea, the Chukchi Sea, and the Beaufort Sea, of which are extremely important for the fisheries of these nations. And moving on, let's head to Denmark. Unlike the previous countries, Denmark was already a powerhouse in Europe during the colonial period. Its proximity to the Netherlands and Great Britain nations, renowned for their great innovators, and thinkers-shaped ideas and innovations, spread more rapidly in Denmark. Furthermore, being close to Germany, a nation that has been a major power throughout history, certainly contributed. For example, The Danes embraced the Protestant Reformation in 1536. Alongside its skilled workforce, the land remains Denmark's most important resource. About one-half of its territory is intensively exploited and fertilized, and more than one-half of its cultivated land is dedicated exclusively to cereals such as barley and wheat. On the global stage, Denmark's economy is built on a broad base of large-scale industrial production. The Danish economy produces and exports a wide range of essential products without relying on a specific niche, which makes it less vulnerable to drops in global prices. Finland, on the other hand, is entirely different from the previous countries. Until the 90s, Finland faced economic challenges, but it kept pace with the rapid global growth of the world's major economies. Today, Finland boasts a per capita GDP higher than that of Germany and the United Kingdom, for example. And for all these reasons, being located in one of the richest regions in all of Europe, and having managed to exploit and distribute resources extremely well, the Nordic countries have become so wealthy.